Hello, welcome to Reading Success Academy. I'm Paula Smith, and in this live session, we're going to tackle a word that might not be very familiar to struggling readers, and we're going to go through some steps that we will go through in order to find groups of letters that make one sound in order to decode the word faster. So we're going to start out with today's word, which is coalesce. To coalesce means to come together to form one mass or whole. So smaller things coming together in one big piece. And you could use it like this in a sentence. Over time, the various ideas coalesced into a comprehensive plan. Now, for struggling readers, this word is a little confusing. Let's just come back. I'm going to go back a slide here and look at the word by itself. When you first see this word, you might think, well, you know what? I see an OA right there, so that might be a long O sound, just like in the word boat. And that is something that I encourage students to do. Look for groups of letters that make one sound, especially groups of letters that you're really familiar with and words that you know. Now, obviously, that's going to be a problem in this word because we say coalesce. We don't say coalesce. Another thing that you might look for is an ending here. CE is one of our spellings of S. But in this word, there's a little something more to look at. We have SCE in this word. Well, we don't need to make a separate sound for the S and the CE. So we're going to stretch this a little bit further. We're going to group all three of these letters together for that S sound. So what we might think here to group together is the OA, like in boat, and then we would end up sounding it out. If we had chosen the O sound, that's okay, because we can try something. I always want students to try something first, and if it doesn't work out, then change the sounds. So let's say that we group this together, thinking, okay, that's a long O sound, and then we sounded it out until we have a chunk. Coal. And then we start sounding out for the next chunk. S, and we put them together. Coalesce. All right, well, that doesn't sound quite right. That's not a word that we know. So we're going to back up a little bit, and we're going to change what we're doing with the vowels. We always change vowels first because vowels have so many different sounds. Now, there are some consonants, too, that have different sounds, but the vowels all have different sounds. It's a lot more common for vowels to change their sounds than consonants. All right, so with this one, since we tried long O together and it didn't work, we're going to try breaking it up. Now, these lines that I'm putting in here, I call them chunk lines. It just breaks the longer word up into smaller pieces, into chunks. So we're going to try co here, and then owl, coal, and then put them all together. Coalesce. All right, now that still doesn't quite sound just right. Maybe it might be more, it might be easier for you to hear if we left that A by itself there as a chunk. And then we did less, coalesce. The reason why I let you move those lines around is because sometimes when you sound it out the first time, it doesn't quite blend together well. And so you need to adjust. Try something first and adjust if it doesn't sound like a word that you know. And if you've adjusted and it still doesn't sound like a word you know, that's when you need to go get some help on that one. Because with this word, it makes sense to sound this one out as coalesce, because you see the OA as a long O sound. And so we always have to look for all the different possibilities, especially when you see a vowel team. And you really want to depend on those vowel teams to be consistently working together, but not always. Especially like the EA vowel team. There are words where you're going to say the E and the A sounds separately. Another thing that could have come up with this word is maybe you would have given a different sound for the A. Maybe you said coalesce, or coalesce. Coalesce would probably be a little bit closer in order to get that sound. And it's okay to try those different sounds, But always be ready to change the letter O or the letter A to an sound. It's that sloppy sound. Some people call it a schwa sound. But always be ready to change those vowels to that because it happens in so many words. All right, so we have coalesce. And again, coalesce means to bring several things together into one whole massive piece. Over time, the various ideas coalesced into a comprehensive plan. All right, my friend, I will see you tomorrow with another challenging word attack practice. Become a word hacker. Learn all the different ways that all of our vowel sounds are spelled, all of the different ways that our consonants are spelled. And you can do that by visiting readingsuccessacademy.com. Sign up for our 12-week boot camp that's starting very soon. I can give you all the details about that if you reach out to hello@readingsuccessacademy.com. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.